do with God. Not because there wasn't benefit at that time, because God left the instruction and they were supposed to benefit. Now let that soak in a little bit. If things are working out in your life and you allow interruption to step in and mess that up, that it had nothing to do with God, because His plan was always to make sure you benefit, to make sure you always advance. Your job was to stay consistent, for that to reach you. In the absence of consistency, there will be consequences, people. Risk. In the absence of consistency, there will be risk. With all the attempts God made to bring awareness to His involvement in their lives, because of their lack of appreciation based on the faded history, God had to use a method to allow them to experience what it is like to be in battle. So what He do now, He send them out there to lose. Feel the brunt. Because they were supposed to go out there, fighting and struggling to survive or whatever. So here what? Sometimes we have to learn the hard way to bring us back on course. That's how God is operates. The hard way we have to learn to bring us back on course. And sometimes, if we big enough, if we man and woman enough, you will say, well, it was really my fault. Just yourself, man, and get up. We are willing to risk God taking. Are we willing to risk God taking a standoff approach in our life? That's a serious question there, you know. Are you willing to allow God to take a standoff approach? Because that's what God did with them, you know, because they didn't maintain who they needed to be. He took a standoff approach. So He sent them, He leave them, let them go through and let them learn. Are we willing to go down that road? Because of our unwillingness to maintain consistency? A question we need to ask ourselves today. We can't afford, not in this season, not as we journey in, not as we've been praying for sight and wisdom and maturity, and as we've reached 2020, you are seeing the manifestation of our prayer requests. You willing to risk where God bring you now to say, well, okay, this thing is too much for me. No, people, let's not do that to ourselves. Let's maintain a forward momentum. Let's go with a passion. Let's go with a drive. Help to lift up somebody if need be. Help encourage somebody if need be. Motivate somebody if need be. Reach out to somebody if need be. But don't let nobody feel alone, because we are part of a community and we are talking about growth, enlargement, expansion, preservation, perseverance, inheritance. We have only nice words here. So in order for that to be effective now, the mindset and consistency to become need to kick in. Before I close, I want to just read this. I want to show us how this was so serious into what Paul would have been through. And I'm reading this. It's nothing he knows, but I'm reading this to us tonight. And I label this consistency, the main ingredient part 2. What Paul mean when he said he had finished the race? I have finished the race is the second clause of 3 within a passage written by the Apostle Paul to Timothy. And in order like this: I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. And it's said in 2 Timothy 4:7. The apostle wrote these words near the end of his life. These 3 statements reflected Paul's struggles in preaching the gospel of Christ and his victory over these struggles. In the first century, the Romans celebrated both the Olympic Games and the Isthmian Games. Competitors would spend up to 10 months of physical training, real hard training they have to go through, because the Corinthians were very familiar. Because the Corinthians were very familiar with these events, Paul used the games as an analogy for a believer's life of faithfulness. He wrote the church in Corinth, saying, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. 1 Corinthians 9:24-25. Now Paul's exhortation is that believers should be as focused and determined as those ancient runners in the games. Our motivation in serving Christ is higher. We run not for temporary crown, but for an eternal one. In this letter to Timothy, Paul is not commanding himself to have run the full distance. Rather, Paul is not commending himself for having run the full distance. Rather, he's simply describing what the grace of God had enabled him to do. He's not taking no glory, the grace of God. In the book of Acts, Paul says these powerful words. I consider my life worth nothing to me, if only I may finish the race and complete the task the Lord Jesus has given me, the task of testifying to the gospel of God's grace. Acts 20:24. So, by declaring, I have finished the race, Paul is telling Timothy that he had put every effort into the work of proclaiming to all the gospel of salvation. He had completed the course set before him. He had left nothing undone. He was ready to cross the finish line into heaven. In a race, only one runner wins. However, in the Christian race, everyone who pays the price of vigilant training for the cause of Christ can win. We are not competing against one another as in athletic games, but against the struggles, physical and spiritual, that stand in the way of our reaching the prize. Philippians 3:14. Every believer runs his own race. 1 Corinthians 9:24. Each of us is enabled to be a winner. Paul exhorts to us to run in such a way as to get the prize, and to do this, we must set aside anything that might hinder us from living and teaching the gospel of Christ. The writer of Hebrews echoes the words to Paul. Lay aside every weight and the sin which easily ensnares us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Hebrews 12:1-2. May we be diligent in our race. May we keep our eyes on the goal, and may we, like Paul, finish strong. Stand to your feet this morning and give God a hand of praise.